Hey everyone, welcome back to Major Arcana Month with me, the Mermaid Mystic. We continue our learning adventure through the tarot today with the Chariot. As always, pause the video to grab your note-taking material as this is a tutorial video. Otherwise, I'm just going to dive right into the meaning. So as always, we look at the imagery on the card first. So you see a charioteer, we've got armor, we've got these like moon shoulder pads. Yes, very celestial, very boss energy. We have the canopy of stars. We have a crown with laurels and a star. We've got these two sphinxes. There's a river behind this figure. It's like a square chariot with circle wheels. And then the town is behind the figure. So what's it all mean? So what we have here is a mix of the spiritual and the material. With the square chariot and the kind of like four corners, the square on this figure's chest, we have this energy. Think about the emperor. So think about structure, order, routine, all these very practical real world things that help us make our dreams come true. We also do have wheels. So this still is implying movement. We have this circle energy with the square energy, which is a lot about what the chariot is about. Because as you can see, we have armor, but also moons. So the astrology of this card is Cancer. So Cancer I think is so fun because like pop astrology would have you thinking that Cancer is always just like, wah. And like, of course, Cancer can be sensitive, but I've also found Cancer with their love of home and good food and nice things is actually pretty ambitious. Cancer is also a cardinal sign, which means they're entrepreneurial, they are independent, they're go-getters, they will make things happen. So remember that for the chariot, we want to move away from pop astrology. Not that, those memes and stuff aren't fun, but they're just not a very full picture. So here we do have the sensitivity of Cancer and the intuition of Cancer present with the moons, with those stars, with the water in the background. So in the chariot, you are indeed focused. We can see this figure is standing up, shoulders back, right? They're in their chariot. The town behind them indicates that this figure is leaving behind a safe place, leaving behind what they know. Kind of think about perhaps the adventurer who's leaving their hometown for the first time and going out to discover more of the world. However, this has a more ambitious and focused goal. So whatever it is that you want to create in the chariot, it is something that's going to push you outside of what you know. Remember the town. You're going to have to enter into realms of uncomfort and the new, but it is in alignment with healthy ambition. It's going to have all those practical things that we need to succeed: ambition, drive, focus, discipline, determination, commitment, bravery, sacrifice, all of those things, but is also very guided by our intuition and our divine will. So here, whatever it is that you want to create or what you want to manifest, it's likely something that's kind of come to you from your higher self. So this would be what I would call like a soul's desire. The chariot is giving you guidance on how to get there. You're going to trust your intuition. You're going to be ambitious. You're going to go for it. You're going to make it happen, but you're not going to like grip too tightly. You're going to put the systems in place, whether that's you need like a more set routine to write that book, like every day, 1 hour you write, and it's non-negotiable, this kind of thing. Or like, that's it, 3 times a week, I need to lift weights because that's what I need to do to be healthy, to feel in shape, blah, blah, blah. So this would absolutely have all those messages of routine and of structure and of discipline. Again, though, we're not going to get complacent here. So you'd always kind of be pushing the envelope. So if you're going to go back to like the weightlifting idea, then you wouldn't just do the same thing in the same weights. You keep lifting heavier, or you'd incorporate new moves, like you challenge yourself. Now, it is all very worth it because we can see that the crown is a crown of laurels with a star. So crown of laurels is going to show itself again and again in the tarot. We're going to see it in the 6 of Wands and the Ace of Swords. And it's a message that indicates success and victory, right? And we have the star. We see the star again in the tarot. It's one of the major arcana cards in which we're aligned with our sense, our true self, our true dreams, our most authentic self. So in the chariot, you are aligned with your soul dreams. You are going to do the practical things to push yourself and create organization in order to make them so. We can see that there's the 2 sphinxes. One is black with white and one is white with black. So this is letting us know, do you see how they're in different directions? On this path, when you're like, that's it. Like maybe this is for you writing a book. Okay, we're just gonna use some kind of big, because the chariot usually is something big and meaningful that we do need to focus on, that we do need to apply our energy towards. So let's say you're writing a book. Okay, and now you've put aside, once every day, 1 hour, and maybe you're pushing yourself. So you're taking some workshops, you're taking some courses, you're trying new things, you're pushing the envelope. You're also determined. I'm writing this book. That's it. Come hell or high water. The Chariot has kind of this energy of like, I'll move mountains. This matters. I like the Chariot because sometimes it lets us know the thing that we really want. Because sometimes people be like, oh, I'd like to do that, but meh, I can't. So now what could be playing out there is you might just doubt yourself. Or alternatively, you might not want it that bad. So I like the Chariot because it is those desires, those dreams from our intuition, the heavens, our higher self, that you're like, come hell or high water, I will move mountains. I'm making this happen. And when we set that intention, we can move mountains for sure. So the Chariot is very empowering. The Sphinxes, returning to the Sphinxes, but it doesn't always go according to plan. You know what I mean? Like, life happens, stuff comes up, we make mistakes, or like a business deal falls through, or someone gets sick, like life just happens. Or maybe things aren't manifesting the exact way you'd perfectly envisioned it. The Sphinx is like, yeah, but you keep going. You keep going. Because perfectionism can be just sort of a form of self-preservation because you're like, oh, well, it's not turning out the way I wanted it to. Guess I won't do it. Guess it's not meant to be. And then the Chariot's like, oh, hell no. I'm working with whatever you've thrown at me, and I'm making it work out for me. I'm making it work in my favor. So we recognize that life will pull us in different directions, but we stay focused, we stay committed, we stay insistent on creating or achieving whatever it is that we're dreaming of and working towards in this card. And remember to give yourself some strength, some fuel, some faith. The laurels does indicate that you will be successful. The Chariot is a card of victory, but it is a victory that is not passive. You do have to give it your all in order for it to come about. Now, you'll notice this figure isn't rushing, right? This isn't, and we'll see these cards later in the minor arcana. This is not the Knight of Swords. This is not the Knight of Wands. So this doesn't have like any kind of frantic energy or you have to get it done now. Once again, stone Chariot. Figure standing. So this could suggest that this could also be a goal that is going to take some time. So we also need to combine, these are kind of similar to the pillars in the High Priestess, huh? And actually this card is linked to the High Priestess because this is associated with Cancer and the High Priestess is associated with the moon. We see moons here, we see water here, and what is Cancer's ruling planet? The moon. So these cards are linked. So you'll notice that we have that black and white again, similar to the pillars in the High Priestess. Now, this would suggest that life is like a mix of them. So if one of the pillars is about like I build and the other pillar is like wisdom and patience, then this reminds us that our goals are always going to have a combination of both. There's going to be times on this path with the Chariot where you just have to commit. Good things do take time. There is no skipping, the commitment or the regularity of what it is you're doing or working towards. If you really want to learn to play the guitar, you won't just like pound out chords in like an afternoon and I play guitar. Like it is going to be the consistent repetition and practice like over time. So there is always the reminder of the patience there in the Chariot. So you are in for the long game. You are being very wise with your energy, but you'll also still take risks. You will also push the envelope. And so the Chariot reminds us when we have those dreams or goals that come to us from the heavens, when we decide to have the routines and structure, but we also have a healthy balance of I'm making this happen, but I'm also going to flow and not force. We're pretty unstoppable. And so when the Chariot comes up, that's what we're dealing with. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful. Stay tuned for tomorrow when we're going to be exploring the Strength card. Take care.